back. You're watching the STPL. My OBS just crashed for whatever reason, but starting us off here in, I'm gonna say the 2 o'clock position. I think I said on the overlay. It's going to be the yellow Protoss fighting for bwL. It's Manners.
That's true. They say that manners maketh the man kicks, but now we just have MannerzMan. I'm sure that's where he got it from. But yeah, that's Manners. His opponent in the blue as our Zerg player from Team Media. This is Machine.
Yeah, now Machine, a little bit more well known to a lot of people, including the people that may have just started watching bwL with the STPL. I'm sure there's not that many people like that, but if there is, you would have seen Machine doing a pretty good job during the course of round 2 for Media. He had some tough opponents. I mean, the first time we saw him, he did have to play Terra twice in a row, so that was certainly interesting for him.
Yeah.
But Manners, a little bit more of an unknown factor. Not too sure of him. It'll be interesting to see how he does.
Yeah, so yeah, Machine is super solid. My biggest thing is to kind of watch this game and hopefully we make it through maybe the 3 or 4 minute mark before Machine GG's because he messed up his build. I was watching the media practice earlier and he got a little ahead of himself. All I'm trying to say, jokes aside, is that yeah, he is one of the best performing players on that team, both in their in-houses and in clan leagues like this. Super strong, very old school player, and I'm only talking about him so much because I have no idea what to say about Manners because I've never seen this guy play before.
Yep, neither have I. I'm gonna have to be honest, but hopefully this isn't the first and only time we'll be seeing him. bwL will be joining the STPL for round 3. Now the groups have not been decided for that yet. It's gonna have to wait until after the round 2 playoffs have been finished. The semi-finals of those will be played on Sunday and casted next week, along with the other show matches. So lots of STPL content still to come.
Yeah, and this is kind of a cool way to not like advertise that, but just to get a chance to see some of the players that both are playing in STPL and will perhaps be playing in STPL in future seasons. And it should be pointed out that all of these maps and players and even casters are tangentially related to the STPL. And if you're watching this and you don't know what that is, then it is kind of the team league that includes all of this. So if you want more of whatever this is, then just watch STPL when it's on normally, and you can see the schedule of all of that stuff down below.
Yeah. Now there's obviously an interesting situation coming up here. We do have the 4 lings moving across the map already.
Yeah, there sure is, Kix. There's also a probe hidden just out of range of its natural expansion.
Oh no, he's attacking his own pylon. Oh, he's noticed. Okay, phew. Could you imagine if eventually he just lost the game because all his buildings suddenly became unpowered? That would certainly be Showmatch material, but we're going to see Machine taking a very quick third at the other natural, so Machine looking to get a big economy going very quickly.
I actually thought Manners was gonna maybe cannon rush this hatchery.
It did look like it, didn't it?
Yeah, he was setting up for it. I'm always glad when Protoss players have the option to go for something super crazy, and then.
Oh. Let's hope I haven't just disconnected from Discord. Oh no, there we go.
No, I'm back. I think, yeah, something's going on with our connection here, Kix, but basically, all I was saying is that I'm always happy when Protoss players have the opportunity to do something cheesy and then don't, because then at the end of the game, when you watch the replay, you know that they could have, but they didn't. These are the Templar that are exalted by the Kala, just because they could have, but they didn't. These are the good guys.
Yeah, I think I figured out what it was. Steam was running in the background, so I closed that down.
Steam well played, Kix.
Yeah, Steam will eventually start downloading something massive and then kill my connection. So
yeah, every time it has to download another one of those 30 gig Rocket League patches, man, you're screwed.
Yeah. Speaking of screwed, I need to clear some space on my hard drives, man. My hard drives are dangerously full.
Do you get that pop-up that says, "Excuse me, you have 5 kilobytes left on this"?
No. It never gets that low, but it's pretty bad at the moment. I've got 100 gig on my 1 terabyte drive free, which, while there's still a lot of space.
Okay, all right. Let's not talk about your first world hardware problems.
Yeah.
Kicks.
Okay, back home we do have Manners going for a Citadel and a Stargate. I believe he actually went Citadel first. The Overlord going to see that entirely, so it's likely going to be DT Reaver here. But we also have, oh sorry, Corsair DT rather than DT Reaver. There's no Robo. But here we go. Looks like Manners going to push out with a few of these Zealots. Going to try and trap some of these Lings, but they do have speed and they're going to get away.
Indeed they will. Or will they, Kicks? It looks like they just want to delay for these Zealots in the middle.
Oh.
That's all you really need to do as Zerg, is
Probes
just make
have been
sure
pulled.
that... Yeah, make sure that you can just hold the Zealots at bay for as long as you can. I mean, pushing the back is cool and everything, but the idea is that you just want to protect the third base, and he's doing a really good job with the Lings to sort of just make it too dangerous for those Zealots to move out, to give this third time to get up.
Yep, and the Spires come up. The third obviously has started mining for Machine up in the top middle there. We do see the first Corsair coming in, Gateways added on as well. And Manners is certainly looking safe heading on in to this mid-game, but how about just Kirsten? Because there's a lot of Lings out in the middle of the map.
Yeah. I was worried this might be like a 973 thing, but there's Spire tech, so it's not like it's going to be some sort of crazy Hydra bust. So he is really powering off of 3 bases, and usually when you say that a Zerg player is going for like 3 hatch Hydra, that hatchery isn't like a mining base, it's just like a macro hatch. But
Yeah.
This is going to be 3 mining bases with a macro hatch up at the front with the Hydra den. So, you know, he does have the Scourge coming out just in case there are marauding Corsairs, and there is one in the upper left-hand corner. But this is just going to be the most Hydras you've ever seen.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of Hydras. Obviously, very strong build in the mid game to go for that many. Manners going to scout out this extra base as well. So Manners has a very good idea of what's going on, but he needs to be careful. His +1 attack should be finishing up very shortly. About 3/4 of the way done for that, but he needs to be careful. The Lings are going to possibly get past the cannon. There's nothing back here to defend.
Oh no! This is crazy. This is basically the worst case scenario. Also, why do you have 1 cannon there? You need to have like 2 or 3. He didn't pull the probes in time, and he's actually... wait, the Zealot's glitching out. Oh no, the Zealot just dies for free. That's terrible. You gotta go kill those Lings. You've got like 80 probes right there. So yeah, this is a rough spot to be in, Kicks. I feel like these Zerglings are just gonna win the game by themselves.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the Zealots going for a counter-attack on the third base, but when your main is going down, when your natural is having trouble as well, this is when you have a lot of problems. There's 4 Lings in the natural, about 4 in the main as well. They've been taken down, but there's no actual, like, reaction from Manners at the natural there for a long, long time.
Yeah. I mean, killing this third is actually super, super huge, so let's not get it twisted. There's also a macro hatch with that third, so this is a big, big deal. But having your entire economy shut down at the natural for Manners, and also losing that pylon powering the forge and the gateway, that delays this +1 on the Zealots, which is just so huge.
Yeah, and these Lings will eventually kill the Nexus if they're left unhindered. Now, looks like those Zealots out the front have been finally taken down, and there's a lot of Hydras coming in from Machine in order to defend that base, and they are going to be barreling straight towards Manners' base.
Yeah, has a few Hydras left back at home. I don't know if that's just because his rally points or he hasn't moved them over, but yeah, this is where just Infinity Hydras move across the map, and there's no cannons. Like, this is every Zerg player's dream. There's no cannons at the front door, and so I don't really know what kind of world would need to exist. There's also 1 Zergling who's also killed off 11 probes, by the way, in the main. He finally dies, but geez, that's a ton of damage.
Yeah, the Forge is unpowered again, the Hydras are on top of the Nexus, and Manners, despite holding on for as long as possible, likely isn't going to be likely not going to be able to hold on from here again, but he's done a pretty good job against Machine. Just that split-second decision to try and go and attack the third rather than defend has really hurt him.
I mean, there's a sense in which you are too far committed to attacking that third to pull back and try to save your natural. I do believe he could have pulled his probes and actually held on much better, and also thrown down cannons, right? I mean, you definitely need to do that against any sort of Hydra bust attempt. And now we're just going to see Machine roll on into the main, and there are, these speed zealots coming out. Like, these things are scary. If the probes can glitch out the hydras, then there's absolutely a world in which these speed zealots can kill, like, a lot of them. But I think there's just too many hydras
Yeah.
at this point. You should be macroing back at home. Yeah, just pumping infinity hydras out of basically everywhere. And that's going to be a GG. Manners taps out, and Machine takes game number 1 for Micromedia.
He does indeed. Now, Manners did a pretty good job. Like, he did have that weird, a little bit of a misjudging of the situation when he went up to that third, but it could have been a lot worse for him, and Machine did actually need to work for that win. It wasn't as simple as maybe it could have been. So, if I was Manners, I'd be pretty happy with that game, and he certainly got a good base to build off of as he moves forward into into the second show match and then round 3 as well if he does play in those. So a lot of
Yeah.
work still to come for Manners, a lot of games that he likely will be playing, so it'll be cool to see how he
Yeah.
does later on.
I do want to see how he does later on. But yeah, super solid game from Machine. He really wasn't super pressured at any point. He was in the driver's seat and got a lot of damage done. And, I was suspecting the Machine was going to win this because as soon as I tweeted that I was casting these games, Machine like instant retweeted it. And I was like, nobody who loses their game retweets that their game will be broadcast. So I might have sussed that out ahead of time. But either way, it's cool to see Media go up 1-0 in